there are different kinds, and they're unique. So one type of grocery operator might want a certain size or a certain configuration, and they would want to be able to have input into how that store is built. So if we build a store and say, okay, grocery store, someone move in there, it's not going to be what they want. So in order to get a grocery store in Highland Square, we have to make sure that we build what the grocery operator who's committed to Highland Square is willing to move into.
Well,
so that's one reason.
Wouldn't that be up to you then to get the client first and then?
And that's what we are working
trying to do.
Yes.
Yes, Albrecht Inc. Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
I have a tag onto that.
Okay.
A tag onto that. You've continued to say that you've contacted multiple vendors who turned you down. We're just curious to know who those are. Who have you contacted who's turned you down?
We have this list.
And what was the rationale or reasoning for the turn down? Yeah. Because if you're going to talk about a model, and you're going to tell you have a limited number of groceries that could function in that size building in this type of neighborhood. So the question becomes the size of the building and the cost of the building. Because I think everybody here knows that grocers have a very slim profit margin. So you have to have a building that is affordable for that particular business. Now, one of the issues, and there's been a whole bunch of rumors here about what the square footage charge is going to be in some of these buildings and all of that, and some of that has been, and we've had some discussion about that. What is it going to take to get a grocery in that site and to be profitable? What is it going to take? Is it going to take additional money from the city? What is it going to take to get that model done? You're only talking about a handful of businesses that could do it. So what is it going to take for any one of those individual businesses to function at that site? That's the question.
Well, I'll take part of that, and Joe might want to also respond to that. Based on the different projections and different models that have been done by the city, by us, trying to figure out what might be a good fit, who might come in there, what kind of profit they might be able to make, it's become pretty clear that it's going to be quite really challenging to get a grocery store in there that is going to make any sort of profit. And it's because of the grocery store, I don't know a lot about grocery stores, honestly, so Joe would speak better to this, but it's going to be very challenging without some sort of assistance or help from the city or other collaborative effort by the neighborhood. It's going to need some other outside help to make it a successful business model because of the unique nature of the grocery store. It doesn't mean that it can't happen, it's just the challenges are high.
So who's turned you down?
There's
Did you get
The list is coming around.
So that those people in the center, it says you've contacted them. Does that mean they've turned you down?
Yes.
Okay.
and right now they have not committed
It's not true.
to it.
Well, they haven't committed, but they haven't rejected.
Yes.
I have 3 suggestions. One is, if you use that gravel parking lot for a store, why couldn't you extend it over to those empty stores and make more room for the grocery store?
That's actually been discussed.
Why was that built then?
Well,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
You're taking up all the space that you need over there for a grocery store by 2 empty stores to make someone more money.
well, the obligation that was created in the contract was to have 2 separate buildings. At the time, everybody thought that this was
not everybody.
Okay, all the parties involved in the contractual negotiations believed that this was the appropriate size. Now, we have also had on the table in our discussions with grocery operators the idea of having a larger store here. As you may know, grocery stores are typically box-shaped. This parcel here is not a box shape, and you cannot fit a box shape onto that parcel if you use the entire space. So it's less attractive to grocery operators if you create that triangle shape, which is another reason that this store size and layout was suggested.
Star Market, Fargo Market, that they were approximately 6,400 square feet, and that they originally wanted to be part of the new development, and that's how we came to that 6,400 square feet. Is that
Mark can actually
Mark can answer that question.
He was involved directly in that whole thing.
I'd like to comment on a few of them.
I'd like to hear from Mark.
If we can answer, and then Mark, we know that you're very involved in the community, but these contractual negotiations were held by separate parties. So
He did the drawings.
Sparkle Market, Star Market, was a grocery operator. They operated right around here. They were about 8,000 square feet, but it was an inefficient layout. There was a lot of extra space, and the idea was that given Freshway in the Valley at 4,000 square feet, we could have a store 50% bigger and make use of this space more efficiently and have the same amount of product as the Star Market or Sparkle Market. So that was part of the discussion and the history of this project.
But they also wanted to move into the Great Drug property and expand, and that was never allowed either.
Well, that was here at the same site.
Yep.
That is not accurate to the best of my knowledge.
Yes, it is.
We had the hard copy, we had the design, all the greenery that all of us put into boxes over the period of a year. We went to different places. We were asked to approve the design that was made, which Mark and his father were responsible for bringing some of these designers here to do it. We approved, we did things, and when these two buildings went up there, that was not to have been part of it. The people maintained that area there that had been a gas station was there. It took years and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars by the person who owned it to have that soil underneath that corner to be cleared up by the EPA. So I'm saying there's a lot of history here, there's community, and it isn't just the grocery store. This is community, people need food, but they also have families, these businesses on this side of it. People go there, they are known, there's places to sit and visit. This is this ambiance. We also have all this other that you're talking about. It's a very eclectic neighborhood. And we have Akron U students that are here. They don't have much money. There's people working on their PhDs. They bring their families into these places here on Portage Ave. This was perfect for them. We had people that came from different areas, to shop because of Sparkle Market's prices and their butcher shop. They could get things according to the way they wanted it. And they cared about their people. And they cared. They were taken care of. There was this personal thing. This is a community. It needs a grocery store. We have suffered. I know. I'm in my 80th year now. I walked down there. It's hard for me, but I do it because I'm a senior that lives in a senior building, and these people do not get out. Their quality of life has been compromised without that store, which was promised that Sparkle was going to have a place over there. Whatever happened with that, I don't know. But I know that it was a very sad thing, that it did happen. And the people have been paying the cost. And so that's what I want you to address and hear what they're saying. Because it is not just the grocery store. It's a community. It has its own, family personality. We don't want to lose that. We want to perpetuate it because it is part of what makes West Akron. And we're proud of it. And I'm not an Ohioan. I'm just passing through, but I want this family. I come from a European culture, and I know what it means to these people to be loved, to say, how's your family, what's going on, doing this. You don't have that today, and we've thrown the baby out with the wash water